Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Matthews here, back at it again with another pick a card tarot oracle psychic reading. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Natalie Hughes. I'm obviously a psychic medium. I'm also a life mindset and manifestation coach. And in my business and on my platform, I help professional women to co-create emotionally fulfilled and purpose-driven lives for themselves. In today's video, we are having some fun. Hold on, y'all. My hair clip was too tight. We are having some fun and we are tapping into the energy of your next soulmate relationship, whether you have a specific person in mind or you are manifesting brand new love. We are going to be tapping into what is that dynamic going to be like between you and your person, and more specifically, what is that banter going to be like between the two of you. I really love banter. I think that it's amazing, so I'm super excited to get into this energy. I am streaming this live, so I always like to remind you guys at the beginning of each live stream that I have everything covered up, so I can't see who's commenting or what you guys are saying during each pile because it will distract me while I'm channeling. So I only read and respond to the comments in between each pile, okay? And I am just getting my shit together. Thank you guys for coming in and liking the video right away. You know, I love that. And timestamps will be in the description box the second that I get finished with today's live stream. With all of that good stuff being said, let's get started. Let's hop into pile number one. What will the banter be like between you and your person? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Hello, pile number one. Welcome into your reading. In today's reading, we are tapping into what will the banter between you and your soulmate be like. So whether you have a specific person in mind or you are manifesting brand new love, let's see. Let's tap into this energy and find out. They're telling me to look at your picture. So you're going to have to give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I'm tapping into it. I need to pull up the picture they're telling me. So I'm just going to pull that up. All right, it's loading. It's loading. I'm getting everything together. I'm choosing our decks. We're finding it. We're finding it. Okay, boom. Got it. Okay, playful banter between pile number one and their person. I love being led through a crowd. I feel like that episode of SpongeBob, looking at the picture that you chose. I lost something once. The playful banter between the two of you. Pile number one, I feel like you are not a woman that is so easily led. I feel like the banter between you and this person is like surrounding like this person being in charge. It's giving me the energy of like an Aries woman or a woman with Venus in Aries, somebody with Aries energy, because when you're dealing with a woman that has Aries energy and Aries placements, you have to out pizza her hut. When you're dealing with any Mars ruled woman, especially Aries, because they're going to be a little bit more bold and a little bit more direct, than a Scorpio energy. When you're dealing with somebody who has Aries energy, and it's a woman and you're a man, you have to out pizza their hot because they're capable and they're competent and they're masculine in their own way. So you're dealing with a woman who has her shit together. You're dealing with a woman who has her own ambitions. You're dealing with a woman who has her own career. You're dealing with a woman who kind of has her own way of going about life. And so if you're going to be in her life and you're going to be a masculine presence in her life, you can't be a feminine, passive man. It just is not going to work for her. So I feel like the banter between the two of you will have something to do with this sort of dynamic where you're being bold and you're being a little bit like you're giving this person pushback. This doesn't necessarily feel like it's the beginning of your relationship. It's kind of like the two of you are out at a restaurant and it's time to pay the bill, and the more feminine energy in the relationship is like, are you going to pay the bill or should I? It's that kind of energy. It's that kind of dynamic where the banter between the two of you is you kind of like poking fun at him and poking fun at his masculinity. Oh my God, pound number one. Okay. If this is resonating with me, you have to tell me. You have to tell me in the comments section. Hold on, I have incense that I need to put out right now. It's just getting a little bit too intense. Like, oh my God, please go out, sister. Okay. Okay, let's pull cards before we say anything else. The banter. Spirit, what's the banter going to be like? For everyone who chose pile number one, what's the banter between her and her soulmate? Oh, we have Temperance. We have the Page of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and now we have Temperance at the bottom of the deck. And then we have Judgment. Bitch, what did I just say? The banter between the two of you is, like you're playing with this guy and kind of like I don't want to say you're judging him, but you're not judging him like you're condemning him to hell. You're just judging him in a playful, fun, silly way. Okay? I talked about Aries energy in the beginning. Then we get the Page of Wands. This is fire sign energy. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Yes, this is that fire sign woman kind of energy. I'm going to do an astrology video on it one day. And oh my God, we had Temperance at the bottom of the deck, which is Sagittarius energy. So big fire sign stuff coming through. One day I will do an astrology video on the meanest women in the zodiac, and the top of that list will be Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. It's something that I've already thought about because they are mean, but nobody can be mean to you in a way that still gets you excited and makes you want to connect with them in the way that a fire sign woman can be mean to you, right? If a Virgo woman is mean to you, she's just picking at your flaws and making you feel like shit. If a Capricorn woman is mean to you, again, they're just picking at your flaws and making you feel like shit. If a water sign woman is being mean to you, she's just picking at your deepest, darkest insecurities, fears, nightmares, and childhood traumas, and it's making you feel like shit. But when a fire sign woman is mean to you, fire sign women are really good at being lighthearted and playful, not taking things too seriously. A fire sign woman might be really good, is probably going to be really good at tiptoeing that line between that was really offensive and I can't believe you said that and that actually hurt me and I don't want you to say that joke again. And oh my God, that was really hilarious. I can't believe that you said that to me. That was kind of mean, but also really funny and also you're really sexy, you know? So I kind of feel like that's the energy. I am getting the vibe that pile number one, in the banter between you and your person, you might be more of the person who's kind of more of the spitfire, especially with the Eight of Wands energy. We have all of this fire that is being hurtled towards this like peaceful fucking oasis. It's like this grasslands, little lake, river thing. You know what I mean? It's like this peaceful fucking valley. So I feel like the man that you're dealing with is probably going to be an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. He's going to be kind of like a, yes, I want to say chill guy, but what do I mean by that? I mean chill in the way that only earth sign men are. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? When you're dealing with an earth sign man and they're just kind of like, I don't think stoic is the right word. They're just kind of like big rocks. They're kind of like a big living boulder. And in their presence, you feel calm and you feel soothed. Earth sign men are like big rocks, but they're not like, it's not a bad thing. It's like being in a forest surrounded by trees and you just feel peace and you just feel serenity and you just feel calm. And so this man that's the energy that he's giving me. He's giving me like this kind of peaceful guy, this kind of chill guy, this like calm guy. And then here you come and you have all of this fiery energy, this passionate energy, this playful energy. You're like joking with this guy. Because he's giving me this earth sign energy. Of course, this is someone who is like financially stable and safe and secure. And so you're joking with him about if he's poor. You know what I mean? It's like you're making a joke that obviously wouldn't hurt his feelings, you know? He didn't have to take a bike to pick you up. He picked you up in an Escalade. He picked you up in a Bugatti. He picked you up in a Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? And so you're in this restaurant or you're at this date or you're doing this thing and you're like, hey, I totally understand if this is too expensive for you. And it's a funny joke because obviously it's not too expensive for him. Obviously you're not asking him for too much money. Are you understanding what I'm saying? And so you have this like fiery energy and you're like turning this man's life upside down a little bit with your fiery energy. And the really funny thing about earth signs, and your person doesn't have to be any of these signs, but this is just the energy that I'm getting, okay? The actual signs that we see are Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries, and then we have Judgment, which is Pluto, so that's Scorpio. But think of the signs and what I'm talking about as archetypes for your person. These are characteristics that I'm getting from your person and how he's going to be. So when you think about earth signs and you think about them being these incredibly serious, kind of like hard, like not an earth sign is not necessarily the type to smile at you. An earth sign is the type to have a quote unquote resting bitch face. An earth sign is the type of person that if you don't know them, if you don't have a conversation with them, if you don't have a personal relationship with them, you might think that they were a bitch, or you might think that he was this like kind of like hard ass guy. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Like earth sign energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus man would be someone that's very career oriented, very like focused on business. Oh my God. I was seeing this, I've seen it like 2 times in like the last month, but it's this clip from this woman. She's doing stand up and her name, God, What is her name? I'm so sorry to my auntie. Is her name Lavelle? Comment down below if you know who I'm talking about. I think it is Lavelle. She's a black woman. She has blonde hair. It is very short. She has light skin. Tell me if you guys know who I'm talking about. So anyway, this woman, she's doing her comedy special, and she's like, I like to date men that do things like work in construction, that work with their hands. And I like to date men like that because they come home and they get washed up and they go out on a date with you and they put on a nice suit and it's like they're a completely different man. And she's like, I would never date a man who wear a suit to work. She's like, men that basically work in business and like wear suits to work and all of this shit, I don't trust them. She's like, they wear suits to the beach. Who are you? You look like the feds. I don't trust you. And that's basically the joke. So that's the kind of energy and vibe that I get off of earth sign men. Somebody who probably works in business. If he doesn't work in quote unquote business, which like that could be a million different things, this is probably somebody who has his own business. You know what I'm saying? So this is somebody who's very career oriented. This would be somebody who's an exec in his career. This is someone who, even if he was working in a creative field, he's working in leadership. He's working in the business side of the business. You know what I mean? He's one of the suits. So when you have people like that and guys like that, you might look at them or you might see the way that they show up in their business and you might have one notion of them that they're boring or they're stuck up because they're not joking and they're not being playful and, you know, all of these other things. But when you actually get to know them and you actually get close to them, it's like they kind of like say things that surprise you. I've talked about this in a previous video where I was saying that like some of my favorite rappers of all time are either Virgos or they have Virgo placements because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Let me move my microphone because why the fuck am I screaming right now? Virgo is ruled by Mercury. And what that means is Mercury is our thoughts. Mercury is the way that we communicate. And in my own opinion, I would consider Virgo to be the like higher octave of Gemini. Virgo is the big sister. Gemini is the annoying little brother. You know what I mean? If we're having a conversation about astrology and Virgo and the sons of Mercury, right? So although Virgo is polished and intelligent and, you know, they rule over the sciences and math and things like that, they can still be incredibly playful and silly and sarcastic and witty. And Virgos are the kind of people that have a humor that you kind of have to listen for. You know what I mean? Nicki Minaj is a great example. I don't want to talk about any of her current anything from the past several years, but just in general with her raps. I mean, we could say that all raps consist of literary devices, but Nicki Minaj is the person that's gonna, you know, she's gonna do the play on words. She's gonna do the double entendre. She's going to rap in a way that you're gonna need to listen to it a couple times. You're gonna need to look up the lyrics in order to get exactly what she's saying and the way that she's playing with words, okay? That's the energy and that's the vibe. Jay-Z is another one. He is a Virgo rising. So anyway, Virgo can be really hilarious and like witty and like playful, but in a way where you kind of have to catch it. You know what I'm saying? Gemini, to give you a little bit of contrast, Gemini is funny and silly and playful, and Gemini will throw the jokes at you back to back to back to back to back. Energies like Gemini and Sagittarius, which would be a little bit more like your energy, because remember, you're showing up as that Page of Wands. they're going to constantly be putting on a show. They're kind of like the court jesters. You know what I mean? They are constantly telling you joke after joke after joke after joke after joke. You know that a Gemini is trying to make you laugh. You know that a Gemini is trying to be funny. You know that a Gemini or a Sagittarius is putting it on, is giving them the old razzle dazzle. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the energy and that's the vibe when you're dealing with Gemini energy or Sagittarius energy. But when you're dealing with that Virgo energy, or maybe that Capricorn energy, or even that Taurus energy, it's not the same. They're not as directed the same way. So it reminds me of a dream that I had of a man. And in this dream, I was saying something to him. I was like talking shit to him in the dream. And he responded back to me. And he responded back to me in such a fucking like a basically monotone voice. And it literally took me a second. Like, I literally fucking paused in my dream. And I was like, wait a second. What? I'm sorry. Like, was that a zinger that I just heard? And it was so surprising, and it caught me completely off guard. And you can't see me, but I'm smiling right now thinking about it, because that was kind of clever. That was kind of cute. Don't do it again. But I'm, a fire signed energy kind of woman. So that's who I am. And that's a part of the way that I play. And I see that dynamic playing out for the two of you, where this person initially, you're going to be coming in fucking hot, right? You have the jokes for days. You back to back to back to back to back. One joke after another. One slick thing rolling off of your tongue after another. And then, this man is just kind of like taking it for a little bit, and then he says something, or he responds in one way, and you're like, wait a damn minute, and I'm speechless. Okay, so I feel like the banter between the two of you will be more so you being playful and you being fun and you being sexy and suggestive and different things like that. But as you get closer to this person, with earth sign energy, you have to earn their personality. Okay? You have to earn their personality. Everybody does not know earth signs. So over time, the more that you get to know this person, the more that you connect with this person, the more that you go out with this person, they're going to express to you and be playful with you and joke with you. And you're like, this is funny. You're hilarious. Has anybody ever told you that you're hilarious? They're like, well, no, but I think I'm funny. And then I think the two of you will have a really lovely, relationship and banter going back and forth. I feel like your person has more of a dry sense of humor. That's Capricorn, Virgo, maybe even Taurus. I don't spend a lot of time with Tauruses. Okay. So I don't always really include them in certain topics and conversations, cause I lean more towards the Virgos and the, Capricorn. So excuse me, Taurus, I don't mean to insult you, but this is my truth. I know for a fact that with the Capricorns and with the Virgos, they have more of a dry sense of humor, a sarcastic sense of humor. Yeah. Okay. So that's the energy and the vibe. I'm getting kind of like Jim from The Office, even though he's not really a good representative, because he doesn't take himself seriously enough to be a representative for the Virgo and Capricorn men. But that's kind of a little bit of the humor. Like, there's funny shit that's happening all the time, and he's constantly judging people, and he's constantly finding that people are funny and the mistakes that they make are funny. Virgo and Capricorn's sense of humor is kind of the judgment card. Virgo and Capricorn's sense of humor is kind of making fun of other people. Virgo and Capricorn sense of humor is kind of like, That's really funny. And the funniest part about that is that I would never make that mistake. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so I feel like that's this person's sense of humor. So in the beginning of your relationship, you might be dishing it out, but as time goes by, this person's going to start serving and returning that back to you. And I feel like you're going to be surprised in the beginning because you're like, wait a second, like, this can't be. Like, what did you just say to me? That's what I hear in my head. What did you just say to me? You be prepared. You are going to have several moments in this connection with this man where you say out loud or in your mind, what did you just say to me? And then I feel that this person will play with you in the same way that you play with them. But even when I say that, I feel like, God, I feel like your person is a real gentleman. That's what I want to say. I feel like your person is a real gentleman. Because when I think about earth sign men, and I've had my fair share. Well, let's not say that. When I think about earth sign men and I think about my experiences, not just my experiences with them, but like what I know and also what I feel in this energy, earth sign men are my favorite kind of masculine men because they really do provide containment. One of the best ways that it was ever taught to me was that water is water, right? And earth is earth. I know, really profound. But when you have a pile of dirt and you pour that water into the pile of dirt, then the dirt is going to soak up the water. And that's what earth signs do for water signs. Earth signs, especially earth sign men, well, all earth signs do this, but in this case, we're talking about a man. Earth sign men are excellent at providing containment because they like receive things. They like take things within themselves. They will take a woman as a part of themselves. If you're being loved by an earth sign man, then you're really being taken care of by an earth sign man. And that's how you will know that he loves you and wants to be with you because he will take care of you. He will take responsibility for you. And even though I do believe in gender equality and respecting the sexes and all of the beautiful things that we both bring to the table, there is a certain power dynamic in relationships where men are quote unquote stronger, at least physically, typically, than women. And so it's kind of like in comedy where they talk about like punching down, you know what I mean? Where earth sign men would never do that. I want to say an earth sign man with class. We're not talking about the others. An earth sign man with class that's in this masculine energy that is taking containment of you, they're not going to make a joke at your expense because you're still a woman. You're still a girl. You're still a lady. You know what I'm saying? So even though they're not going to make a joke at your expense, they will participate in the joke about themselves at their own expense. Are you understanding what I'm saying? In a very gentlemanly way. Do I think that this person is going to like come up with zingers and different things like that that's going to kind of like stop you in your tracks a little bit? Yes. But I think that the way that this person will come back at you with zingers, it's not in a way that's like, oh my God, I can't believe you said this to me. It's more like, oh my God, I can't believe that your mind came up with that. Do you think like that all the time? How many funny, silly, crazy, goofy thoughts do you have like that you don't share with me? You know what I mean? It's in a way that's intriguing. It's in a way that demonstrates this person's intelligence. Their sense of humor is very intelligent and it's very layered, okay? This is the type of person who will make a joke with you based on something that happened 3 weeks ago. And so in your mind, in their mind, it just makes sense that they're connecting these two dots together. And in your mind, you're like, wait a second. Like, this person's going to have moments where they catch you off guard because they're so intelligent and hilarious and they're comedy is just a little bit complex. And I feel like you're going to find it to be really attractive. The way that they kind of make your mind think. It's kind of like this person's going to make you work for the laugh. You know what I mean? Like, just in their sense of humor. And you're going to really enjoy that. But when, during other times when this person is not responding to you with something that's a little bit sassy or a little bit zingy, and they are making a joke, they'll make a joke about themselves at their own expense. And that's going to be a part of your banter as well. Like, let's say that you go out with this really wealthy guy, because whoever this is somebody who's very financially stable, okay? And I would categorize him as some sort of wealthy, okay? He doesn't have to be Bill Gates, but this is somebody who's comfortable. He's not struggling financially in any way. So if you make a joke about, you know, are you going to be able to afford this? This is a really nice place. Then the next time that you guys go out, he's going to make a joke like, I hope that my card goes through or something. And you're like, hey, that's funny. Because last time I said, you know what I mean? It's kind of that kind of thing. Like, he wouldn't make a joke like, can you afford a place like this? Like, whoa, brother, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of a crazy fucking thing to say. Let's not go there. But he would make a joke like that about himself. And in that way, it's very gentlemanly. It's very gentlemanly. The way that you guys banter is that he will offer himself up as a sacrifice, as your punching bag for your viewing pleasure. For your humorous pleasure, for your jovial pleasure, for your laughing pleasure, for your comedic pleasure. You know what I'm saying, pal number 1? Okay. Comment down below. Give me some like red emojis, okay, if this is yours, because we got a lot of fire sign coming through. So give me some red emojis, or let me know that you're pal number 1, and let me know that this resonated with you. This actually took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but that's okay. I'm not mad at it. So with that being said, I love you lots. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to get into my latest explicit pick a card reading, you absolutely can. It's on how he's going to leave you speechless and, excuse me, I burped, in the bedroom. So if you would like to get instant access to all 3 piles for this reading, then you can do so by clicking the link in the description box. I love you, and I'll see you in the next reading. Okay. Is it MR author or is it Mr. Author? I'm not sure. But regardless, hi, it's lovely to see you here. That's funny. I'm an Aries. I love that. I love that. Hi, Josh G. How are you, my love? Josh G says, LOL, my Aries Venus heart emoji. I love that. I also have an Aries Venus. I love that. Hi, Tia. Tia says, hey, Nat. How are you, boo? Tia says, yes. I think that means it was resonating. Fabulous. All right, let's move on to pile number 2. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading where we're tapping into your next relationship, whether you have a specific person on your mind or not. We are going to be getting into what the banter between the two of you guys is going to be like. So how are you guys going to be playful with each other and joking with each other? Immediately for pile number 2, this is so funny because I don't want to say that I don't get that you guys joke with each other, because what I get more from this energy just right off the bat is like a more loving energy. I get 2 people that like talk in like baby talk to each other. Okay? Like, I feel like your banter, I don't even know if I would describe it to be banter. It's very like mushy, gushy. Okay, lots of cupcaking, lots of PDA, public displays of affection. You guys have nicknames for each other. I just heard the nickname, somebody's gonna call you something like Cookie, Pookie, Bookie. Okay, you know, just different things like that. I'm definitely getting this kind of like, it's like this loving, it's like this loving, lovey-dovey energy between the two of you guys. So your playful banter and different things like that, I don't think that you guys, like, this is giving like honeymoon. Like, I don't think that you guys would ever like say something mean to each other. Like, you know, that quote unquote obnoxious couple that is always like, that is always loving. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. I'll miss you. You know what I mean? Like, this is the couple that stays on FaceTime all throughout the night. They're sleeping, but they just stay on the FaceTime call. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. I'm seeing two people on a fucking, like, let's say that you're like doing like a game night or something like that. And somebody says something, or somebody like makes a joke, or something like that, of like, I'm gonna crush you, I'm gonna kick your ass in this game. And the other person is like, really? You're gonna beat me at this game? And the other person is like, no, baby, I'm sorry. I was just joking. I would never beat you at this game. I don't even want to play this game. Do you still want to play this game? You're like, yeah, I do want to play this game, but I don't want you to beat me. This person's like, okay, I won't beat you in this game. Like, you guys don't have that kind of relationship dynamic where you can kind of like say mean things to each other as a joke, or say mean things to each other in a playful way. This is giving me very much like watery Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, maybe some earth sign energy there too. Cancer, Taurus, Virgo. We'll get into it, but that's what I'm getting right off the bat. It's a very loving, dovey, I'm gonna kiss you all over your face kind of energy. I would never say anything bad about my baby. I would never say anything mean to my baby. Oh my God, how could somebody say that to you? That's so terrible. Yeah, okay. Is that kind of energy. Yeah, they just keep showing me like that was like a trope in different television shows and different things like that, right? I mean, it probably still is, but like that one character that is quote unquote obnoxious, and they're just like always being loving to each other, and it's just like the honeymoon phase all of the time. I love you so much. No, I love you so much. I love you more than I've ever loved anybody else in the whole world. And then the other person's like, I love you more than anyone has ever loved anybody else in the whole world. In the history of all people, nobody has ever loved a person more than I love you. Well, I love you more than Romeo loved Juliet. Well, I love you more than Beyonce loves Jay-Z. Well, I love you more than the sun loves all of the planets. Like, just making shit up. Okay, but it's very cute. I don't consider it to be obnoxious, but they are saying that kind of like obnoxious couple trope. Okay, yeah, this is that kind of energy. Like, the two of you are always in the mood for love. The two of you are always in the mood for connection. The two of you are always in the mood for kissing each other, holding each other, snuggling with each other, okay? You know how in the That 70s Show, like one of the more popular episodes or quotes or whatever is like, what is her name? Jackie is like, I didn't bring a jacket. I'm cold. And then her boyfriend is like, I can't control the weather, Jackie, or some shit like that. I don't even know if that's her character's name. I don't watch that show. I don't really care either. But it's kind of like that energy, where this person it's not just that this person would give you their jacket in the cold, but this person is like, oh, you're cold? That's okay. I'll just wrap you up in my arms so that you can be warm, so that we both can be warm. This is giving me like Libra energy. This is some Libra energy shit. This is some like borderline codependent shit, okay? It doesn't have to be codependent. It doesn't have to be unhealthy, but it's just very much giving that. Like, you're like, oh, I'm cold. I forgot my jacket at home. Your person is like, oh my God, baby, do you want me to give you my jacket? You're like, no, because if you give me your jacket, then you're gonna be cold. And if you're cold, then I'm gonna look at you being cold and I'm gonna be cold. And so you guys compromise and you stick your arms, around him and he wraps his arms around you and you guys are both warm. And nobody's complaining because you would never turn down an opportunity to hold one another close, okay? That's the energy. The banter between the two of you is that it's not very playful because there's nothing to play about. There's nothing to play about. Ain't shit funny right now. And not because you're mad or not because you're angry, but because you're in so much love. How can I even joke like that? How can I even joke like that? How can I even say anything that could ever hurt my honey bunny's feelings? Okay? It's that kind of energy. All right, let's pull some cards. Pile number 2. Spirit, tell us about pile number 2. Tell us about pile number 2. We have the 3 of Wands. Tell us about the banter between pile number 2. We have Temperance and we have the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, with the 3 of Swords. So for some of you, this is a long distance connection. We have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. For some of you, this is a long distance connection. For others of you, you are asking about a specific person that you kind of like are in separation with. You guys broke up, you guys stopped talking, like there was just a period where the two of you were not together and not in communication. And for others of you, you are just someone, it's like you and or this person, but it feels more like you are someone who experience some heartache, experience some abuse, okay? You could have had partners that were verbally or mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically hurtful towards you, abusive, you know what I mean? So there is some sensitivity here, okay? This is definitely like a pile of TLC, a pile of tender loving care. So I'm going to go through just the different scenarios that are coming up. So first things first, for those of you that this is like a long distance connection, you guys are very lovey-dovey and connecting with each other when you see each other because, it's going to be so long until I see you again. I just want happiness. I just want goodness. I just want kisses. I just want hugs. I just want to be near you all the time. Physical contact. I need to be in your skin right now, okay? We are always holding hands. We are always having physical contact. Like the two of you are walking down the street, you're holding hands. Your arm is linked in his. You guys are standing, waiting for a table at the restaurant. You're leaning on his chest. His arms are wrapped around your waist. You know what I mean? He's kissing your forehead. It's a lot of physical contact. And it doesn't just have to be for the, long distance people. So just, take what resonates and take what feels like it's for you. What I'm also getting, another scenario is for the people who this is somebody that you had like a period of separation with. It's like there was a pain in this relationship. There was a negative experience in this relationship and in this connection. And so the truth is that ain't shit funny right now. Like nothing is funny right now. And not just nothing is funny right now in your connection, but when the two of you come back together, it's like, there are certain things that we don't want to touch. There are certain things that we don't want to do. Not that we won't feel our emotions, not that we won't process, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, I don't want to revisit those old wounds. So how another couple might joke with each other and play around with each other and somebody be like, if you don't stop saying that joke, I'm going to leave and I'm never going to come back. You know what I mean? It's like, if your person or you say, I'm going to leave and I'm never coming back, it's like, are you leaving? Are we breaking up? Are you ghosting me again? Are we not talking? Like, like shit gets very serious really fast. So it's kind of like, ain't shit funny right now. Like, there's not a lot of room for being playful and having that, banter where you're poking fun at one another, because there's a bit of a sore spot in the relationship. And so it's just like, I don't want to go there. We should never go there. Okay, that's the kind of energy, that's the kind of vibe. Because we have the Ace of Pentacles here. Excuse me if you can hear me moving the microphone and myself. We have the Ace of Pentacles here, which is like a new beginning, a new opportunity, a new relationship. So this also could just be giving that like honeymoon phase, right? For those of you that don't know this person and you experienced that, abusive past or harmful past, this is just somebody who is handling you with TLC, tender love and care. So tender loving care, excuse me. So it's like, this person is not going to be poking fun at you. You're not going to be poking fun at this person, because ain't shit funny right now. It's actually very serious, right? I'm getting that, okay? For those of you that were in separation because you guys broke up, or you've never met this person and you are someone who's experienced abuse in the past, like, this relationship is a little bit serious. It's serious the way that you need to be loved. It's serious the way that you need to be taken care of. It's serious the way that you need to be shown up for. And maybe it's serious for this person too, The two of you could come together and share certain vulnerabilities, because we have the Three of Swords here, which is a very clear sign of there's some sort of vulnerability somewhere. There's some sort of pain somewhere. There's some sort of miscommunication. There's some sort of heartbreak, heartache, cheating on something that's going on, right? So it's like, there are certain things that you don't joke about. There are certain things that are very much off limits. And instead of, I don't want to say beating around the bush, but instead of like trying to make jokes and just not joking about that thing, the focus on your relationship is on something else completely. You guys are not necessarily focused on playing with each other in a mean way, or poking fun at one another, or teasing one another, because you're more deliberately focused on loving one another, pouring life into one another, taking care of one another, making sure the other person feels safe, making sure the other person feels taken care of. So it's not that you guys aren't having a lot of banter and it's like boring. It's that I'm not seeing a huge amount of banter here, because what I'm seeing is more like gentle, loving, healing energy and vibes, okay? So let's pull some more cards. And I gotta keep moving around because I'm on the floor right now. And I gotta keep on moving for my butt and my legs. You know how it goes. So this playful banter, because temperance is reconciliation. Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning. After heartache, this is something that you've been looking forward to. And I am getting that, okay? Regardless of what your situation is, there's something, because temperance is when you're taking two things that are different, that are complete opposites, and you're transforming them, you're alchemizing and coming out with a new third thing that's never been created before. Temperance is mixing oil and water. So there's some sort of incompatibility, not that you two are incompatible, but there was some sort of incompatibility in the way that you guys communicate. Maybe in the beginning of your relationship, you tried to joke with this person tried to joke with you, the joke didn't land well, you guys end up having this very serious talking conversation. Like, you guys are talking about wounds, you guys are talking about this, and it's just like, whoa, like shit got very deep. And so the relationship just feels very serious. And it feels very intentional. With temperance and Sagittarius energy, and dating someone who's from a different culture than you, or having a relationship, yeah, focus on that. It doesn't have to be that they're from a different culture, but of course they could be. But it's like, there are certain there's a difference in cultural norms. There's a, you have to learn how to navigate somebody else's culture. And so it's that kind of energy. Even if you guys are from the same culture and you guys share the same background, it's like there's something about the situation that just needs to be handled with care, okay? That's what I'm getting from this relationship and from this connection. There's something about the situation that has to be handled with care. There's something about you that has to be handled with care. There's something about your person that has to be handled with care. And so it's just like, yeah. It's just like, we're just loving each other thing, okay? So let's get a couple more cards before we close out. What's the banter like? We have almost there with the fox. We have tame and attain. And then we have just trust. 44, 28, 32, with 21 at the bottom of the deck. So that could be, those could be relevant numbers for you guys, ages, birthdays, We have perception at the bottom of the deck with the 21. So yeah, there's something about this relationship, perception, and the way that the two of you see the world. Like the two of you have a relationship and connection that teaches you how to see things differently, how to operate in relationships differently, how to see things from another person's point of view, how to show up more gently, how to be more nurturing to your partner, how to be more loving, caring, kind, compassionate. Okay, with tame and attain, this could be a different energy for both of you because we have a wild horse there. And so for some of you, you dealt with people in the past who were flighty. Again, big Sagittarius energy coming through, okay? So somebody could definitely be a Sag. If there's a Sag here, I feel like it would be your person, but of course it could be you too. But this like free horse, this horse that wants to roam, this horse that wants to gallop, this horse that wants to be out in the wild, that experience of taming a horse. God, I don't know why I want to say like breaking a horse's spirit, but I don't mean that. I just think that somebody in pile number 2 has been like cheated on. Okay, somebody in pile number 2, like in your relationship, in your connection, you've dealt with infidelity. You've dealt with the partner that has a wandering eye. You've dealt with this sneaky fox energy. Swipe or no swiping. Swipe or no swiping. So there's certain behaviors that you are not available for. There's certain kinds of playing and joking. It just doesn't feel appropriate to your relationship dynamic, like where your relationship is at this moment in time, or when the two of you come together, because we have just trust. So it's like, for some of you, not all of you, this could be someone who, if this is somebody that you were in a relationship with in the past, this could be someone that did cheat on you. This could be somebody where there was a third party situation. And now the two of you are coming back together. The two of you are giving this relationship another try. This person who was a sneaky fox, this person who was an untamed horse, is coming in and is saying, I want to be in a relationship and I want to be stable and I want to be, committed to you and I want to be faithful and I want to be all of these things that I have never been before or I wasn't in the past, and I want to be better. And so it's like now you're in this process of learning to trust. And so there's a lot of deep conversations about perception, about your different perspectives, about how you feel, about what you need, about healing the relationship, about how to love each other better, about how to show up with one another better, how to communicate better, how to see things from the other person's perspective and point of view, and vice versa. It's a very serious energy. So this gives me the vibe of two people that are like building together very intentionally, regardless of if the infidelity or mistrust or whatever happened in this relationship previously or in other relationships or different things like that. I don't know what it is, but you guys are healing a really big issue with trust between the two of you. And that takes up a majority of your connection and your relationship because you're learning to love each other and learning to trust each other and maybe even learning to like each other again. So this is very deep. It's not so much like, oh, we're just having a great time, just met this guy off the street, and you know what I mean? Like, this is very deep. Honestly, pile number 2, I would say this is probably someone that you have some sort of history with, okay? And I actually was going to pull more cards, but I think that we're at a good place with time. So if you want to tap into some of the explicit energy here, then you can check out my latest explicit reading. It's on how he leaves you speechless. If you want to get access to all 3 piles, you can click the link in the description box. And if pile number 2 resonated with you, give me some like blue emojis in the comment section, because that represents like a healing energy, doesn't it? That was definitely an interesting reading. It's not something that I anticipated coming out, but if it helped you and served you and resonated with you, you know that I would love to hear about that in the comment section. And with that being said, we're going to check out the live chat and then we're going to move on to pile number 3. Beautiful reading as per usual. Thank you, love. Hi, Free. How are you? Okay. Let's move on to pile number 3. Just kidding. Let's try that one more time. I'm just waiting for that to show up on my screen. Like, oh my god, I feel like it's like a million hours behind. Or did it not? Okay, it did go. Okay. I'm finding it. Alright, hello, my pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we are tapping into your relationship, your next relationship, whether you're thinking about a specific person or you are completely manifesting new love. We are tapping into what the banter will be like between the two of you, okay? So, getting into this energy, pile number 3, I feel like this is my pile of a couple that will, like roughhouse with each other, okay? And I love that. I love a WWE SmackDown moment in a relationship. You know what I mean? WWE is the fake one, right? I want the fake one, the one where it's scripted. Not real boxing. I'm not getting real boxing at all. Definitely not. But I just feel that the two of you will be very playful with each other and very playful with each other in a physical way, okay? This is the couple that wrestles together. This is the couple that, like, if you're ticklish, I can see your person tickling you and different things like that. This is the I think a love bite is just a hickey, right? Because if that's the case, I mean, yeah, sure, I can see hickeys, but I see actual, like, biting, playfully. I feel like your person, no, I feel like the both of you, your banter is gonna be less, well, it can be verbal, but it's gonna be less verbal and it's gonna be more, physical, okay? More physical, playing, fighting, punching, kicking, biting. It's really romantic what I'm seeing, you guys. But I feel like you guys will have a relationship where you kind of play together. I feel like this might be a little controversial to say. I don't want to say that you guys play together like siblings, but you know how like young boys play together? Stereotypically, I feel like that's how the two of you will play together. And I'm not saying that you have to be a tomboy or you have to be a more masculine energy. That's just the vibe that I get. Like, I could see two people walking down the street and then you try to like trip your person, or your person like tries to trip you or something. Like you guys just have this like funny, silly, light-hearted, playful, in a very physical way relationship with one another. And it's not crazy because of course he's a man and more, physically stronger probably in general. So it's not like he's like shoving you really hard and then you like fall down and break something. Like, it's nothing crazy. It's very playful, okay? It's rough housing. It's joking. It's a light-hearted thing, okay? So this is definitely a couple that like wrestles together. And this is the kind of like feminine energy, in a woman where you feel like you're stronger than a man. Like, you feel like in your mind you're like, I could take this motherfucker. I could. If I really wanted to, if I really put my mind to it, if I really put my back into it, I could take him. You know what I mean? And then, he beats you because he's more physically stronger. I don't mean he beats you like boxing, like real fighting, like homeboy domestic violence. You know what I mean? I don't mean he beats you like that. I mean he beats you like he wins. And then you're like, okay, you won this round. I'm not gonna lie. But next time, I will be victorious. It's that kind of energy. It's that kind of vibe. So that's the banter that the two of you have with each other. And it could be in varying degrees. But when I tell you, in my mind's eye, I can see a man just like standing, like in his house or something, like, I don't want to say in the kitchen because that's kind of dangerous, but I see a man like standing in his house somewhere, like standing by a couch or something like that. And all of a sudden this like woman runs up to the side and like tackles him, or like, like pushes him onto the couch or something like that. And then it gets a little sensual. Oh my goodness, you guys. But seriously, not even in that realm, not even in an explicit way. It's just like two people playing with each other, two people that have a really fun time joking with each other and laughing with each other. And there's a dynamic where this woman is like, she is gonna do her damnedest to beat this man's ass in a playful way, in a WWE way. That's the one where it's scripted, because I'm pretty sure MMA is like the actual fighting one. I don't know, whichever one is scripted. And if none of them are scripted, then pretend that one is and pick that one. Okay, so let's hop into the pile number 3. We have the 5 of Swords. I'm telling you. Okay, so the deck that I'm using is the Supernova Tarot. And in the 5 of Swords, there's a woman at the front of the card, and she has 2 of the swords. And there's 2 guys that are walking away. They're turned away from her, and their swords are dropped down. Actually, the woman has 3 swords, and the men have dropped their 2 swords and they're all walking away. So the 5 of Swords is that energy of like, I'm gonna win at all costs, okay? So if I can't beat him when when I'm coming at him head on, then when his back is turned to me, when he least expects it, that is when I will get him. And yeah, it's kind of like this fun, playful relationship dynamic where you're playing with him all the time. And obviously, this is something that he enjoys because, well, simply put, he's winning. But you're not going down without a fight. And that's what I like about you, pal number 3. That's what I respect the most about you. Okay. Let's see. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. What is the banter like between pile number 3? I feel like the two of you are going to be very physical, like when you first start connecting. This is going to be like, from the beginning, like the two of you connecting in such a physical way is going to be so natural. Like you guys might have 5th house synastry, okay? So that means he could have planets in your 5th house, but he doesn't have to. That's just one area that I know that things can be very physical. You might even have first house synastry. So he could have planets in your 1st house or your 5th house or both, right? Where just that physicality and that desire to touch one another and that desire to be close with one another is very strong, and it's immediate from the second that the two of you meet, the second that you guys go out on your first date and different things like that. It's like I'm seeing two people like out like at an arcade or something. And so they're like walking throughout this arcade and they're joking back and forth with each other, and the guy says a joke that's kind of insulting, but it's playful and it's not too far over the line, and the girl gets upset, but she's not really upset. She's like play upset. So she gets play upset, and then she like shoves the guy, but like they just met. So she's not like shoving him, like a playful shove. And then he playfully shoves her back, and then it's kind of like one of those moments because of course you didn't discuss this beforehand, and also like you just met, and also the two of you are very attracted to each other, and also there's like this like spark and electricity between the two of you, so it's kind of like sensually charged, but it's like this like playful fun energy, and you're kind of like caught off guard because like, did this motherfucker just push me in the middle of Dave and Buster's? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like that energy and that vibe. And then from then, it's kind of like you have this established experience and expectation with one another of like, this is just what we do. This is just our relationship dynamic. We just play with each other. We just connect with each other. And they're showing me, ooh, girl, what movie? I mean, television show was it? God, it was a television show where there was a girl and there was a guy and they were dating each other. And the girl that the guy was dating, when she laughed at shit, she thought it was really funny, and she would like punch the guy, but it would hurt him really, really bad. And then the girl was around somebody else's friends, and the friend she was around was the girl, and then she's laughing really hard and she punches the girl, and then the girl turns around and punches her as hard as she can, and then the punching girl is like, ow, like what the fuck are you doing? Damn, is that New Girl? I cannot remember what episode that is from. Is it New Girl? Is it The Office? Is it the one with Sofia Vergara? What's that one? What's that? Modern Family? Is it? I feel like it's Modern Family. Girl, I do not remember. If you know the television show I'm talking about, comment down below. Because I can't believe I don't remember that episode. But anyway, I feel like maybe it was New Girl and a girl that Winston was dating. Because the whole episode is like, I really like this girl, but every single time she thinks something is funny, she like punches the shit out of me. Anyway, I'm getting that kind of vibe, but not like the guy is like, whoa, I don't like this, but it's a very like mutual thing, okay? Some of you guys are those kinds of people that when you think something is really, really funny, you'll like hit the other person. I hate that shit. I'm sorry. I'm not saying I hate you or I'm angry with you, but I do not like that because not only am I a Mars ruled woman, but I have a Scorpio rising and I have Mars in my 1st house. So when somebody hits my physical body and it hurts, and it's not an essential way. I should give that disclaimer. It makes me react very instinctively, and I want to fight. I'm not having a good time. You're pissing me off. Don't hit me just because you're having a good time and you're laughing. I don't like that shit. I don't like it at all. But anyway, this is about you, not me. You guys could definitely be those kinds of people that you will laugh and you will joke and you will, like, you know, slap someone's leg or punch them or whatever. And if that's the case, then your person is also that kind of person. So if you're watching this and you're like me and you're like, hell no, you better not hit me just because you're having a good time. We're not having that good of a time. Then your person's not going to be like that. It's not going to be a level of incompatibility. I feel like the two of you are going to match each other's play in that particular way, where when whatever you think it's funny and however you feel is appropriate to express your joy and express your play, this person also agrees. This person also finds it to be hilarious. And this person is like, I'm so glad that you did it because I've been wanting to do it for a hot fucking minute. And then we have Knight of Swords. And this knight is charging. So it's almost like I'm also getting the dynamic now, seeing these two cards side by side. And we have these cards that fell out. I didn't even see. It's the Lovers and the Empress. Okay, we'll get there in a second. So with this Knight of Wands, who looks like he's charging towards the Five of Swords here, it's like this man is... It's like you guys have a dynamic where... sometimes you guys are playing and stuff like that, and then he lets you think that you've won, and he's like, oh, okay, like, that's it, I'm done, I'm cool, you won, I surrender, like, I got it, you got it. And you're like, yes, you're like, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I told you I was gonna kick your ass, bitch. I do. I feel like you guys will... I feel like this is the pile in your playful banter. You guys probably will talk shit to each other. I don't know if you're okay with the man calling you bitch and things like that. I don't necessarily know if I see that happening, but you might throw a couple B words his way, you know, in a playful, silly, goofy kind of way. So you're kind of like, I told you that I was going to win at this. I told you I was going to kick your ass. Exactly. Like, fuck you thought. Knew that this was going to happen. We all knew that this day was going to come. And then you're having this moment of false victory. And then just when you thought that you've won, finally, you've been fighting your whole life for this. You've been waiting your whole life for this moment. And then all of a sudden, he's coming at you fast from the corner of your eye. From the corner of your eye. This is like one of those, God, this is like, do you know what the fuck this is, bitch? This is, you know, Gilmore Girls. If y'all know Gilmore Girls, there is a character, her name is Paris. And during the series, Paris and Rory go off to college together. While they're off at college together, Paris gets a boyfriend. Paris's boyfriend's name is Doyle, I think. And Paris, Doyle, and Rory end up moving in together. But the apartment that they move into together is in like a really kind of like bad neighborhood, allegedly. And Paris and Doyle are like, we are taking these fighting lessons so that way we can be prepared in case anything happens to us upper class white kids in Connecticut, because you know that we're the main targets for violence, right? So they're taking these like boxing something classes or lessons, and then in this particular episode, Paris and Doyle are like competing with each other. They're like practicing or something like that. And then Paris catches Doyle off guard, and Doyle is like, I wasn't ready. This is not fair. And Paris is like, you have to stay ready, or what the fuck ever. It's been a minute since I've seen that episode, you guys. Okay, so go watch Gilmore Girls if you don't know what I'm talking about. But basically, that's the whole gist of the thing that I'm getting. It's like the two of you have this relationship and dynamic where it's like, you need to stay ready so you don't have to get ready, okay? Oh my God. I feel like there are varying degrees of this, okay? I feel like for some of you, it's just like this like playful roughhousing. You guys have a specific time and place. For others of you, I'm so sorry. This is not funny. But I just I'm sorry. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's kind of alarming. It's not alarming, but it's just like, wow, that's intense. That's intense horse playing. I just feel like this man, maybe this man grew up with brothers, or this man grew up like watching like WWE. Maybe you did, or something like that. Cause I just see this man putting you in different positions. Not in a sensual way, but that was funny. That are kind of like, I don't know. I don't really know what a headlock is. I don't know if what I'm seeing is a headlock. I'm not very well versed in the world of fighting or WWE. So maybe what I'm seeing is a headlock, question mark. But yeah, so you might be experiencing that. Super fun. But I like whatever this is going to be right up your alley. So if you're listening to this and you're like, fuck no, then I don't think this is your pile, or you will have a very toned down version of this. But I am 110% getting that this is very physical, and it is very like physically challenging. This is the kind of man that you can like arm wrestle with. And of course, he is physically stronger, but you're like, no, like, I'm telling you, I could kick this guy's ass. I don't even know. I don't even know why. It's just something inside of me. I don't know. Comment down below. Tell me if you feel the same way. I don't know. Because I've seen this a lot and experienced it myself. Just like as women, I don't know. It's just something in my brain that tells me like, I don't know, I could kick this guy's ass. I don't know. But then in the middle of it, you're like, this is so crazy. I can't believe that my brain betrayed me. Also, where do men get all of that strength from? It doesn't really make sense to me in my brain. Tell me if you understand that. Because I find that to be very difficult. Because in my brain, I'm like, I'm sure I could fuck this guy up. But then in the middle of the act, I'm like, whoa, wait a second. You never told me you were this strong. The whole time, they look very physically strong. And even the ones that don't look very physically strong, we don't have time to talk about it. What's the point? The point is that that's the kind of dynamic you guys will have. And then with the lovers and the Empress, I feel like it's just reiterating what we already said, which is that the two of you are going to be very equally yoked in this situation. So however you like to play in roughhouse is also how this person likes to play and roughhouse. And I don't think that you guys are like having a moment where you guys are like getting like injuries or different things like that. But if you do, then I feel like this person would take care of you, or the other person would take care of you. Like, it's not like when you're fighting with your siblings, you know, that experience where like you're fighting with like your siblings or your cousins or something, and then somebody gets hurt and they're like, no, don't cry. They're like, no, stop crying. Mom's gonna hear you and I'm gonna get in trouble. Like, don't cry. You're okay. Everything is okay. It's not that kind of dynamic. Like, if something happened and you were hurt or something, then of course your person would be like, oh my God, let's go to 911 or whatever. Let's put some ice on that. You know what I'm saying? So there's love there and there's care there. But it's very, it's very physical, and it's also very like fiery and passionate. This gives me air sign and fire sign energy, although you don't have to be. Of course, we have Taurus on the board. We definitely have Gemini on the board multiple times because we've got the lovers, which rules over Gemini. We also have Libra and Aquarius energy, and this fiery, passionate energy. When I think about roughhousing, of course, I'm going to think about a Sagittarius, Leo or an Aries, okay? So that's definitely the vibe that I'm getting. If you're pile number 3, give me some like yellow emojis in the comment section so that I know that you're coming from my lovely pile number 3. And if you do want to tap into some of that explicit energy, then you would probably 110% love the How He Leaves You Speechless in the Bedroom extended reading. So definitely click the link in the description box to get instant access to all 3 piles of that fabulous reading. And with that being said, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe on your way over there. And with that being said, I'm going to check out the comments one last time, and then we're going to get off of here for the night. High currency trades. Pile 1. So glad I didn't have to wait. Laughing emoji. You're so funny. I am also so glad that you didn't have to wait. That's probably the one downside to doing it live, is that if you are pile number 3 or you are pile number 2, or even if you are pile number 1, like, you do have to wait for me to do the reading in real time. But yes, I'm glad that you came on at a time that you did not have to wait to get your reading. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks everyone for liking the mother effing video. And with all of that good shit being said, I love you lots, and I'll talk to you in the next one.